Hello everyone and welcome to day 3 action here live from the Adelaide Oval. It's Michael Neeser with a new ball for Australia, or well, the 8-over-old ball as they try to get some English wickets. Joe Root just picking up his half century early on this morning in the second over of play, while Dawid Malan is on 83 not out at the other end. England 2 for 346. with a lead climbing above 100, and lots of work for the Aussies to do today to get back into this game. Really solid partnership so far from the English. The opening pair made about 150 odd before they sort of were broken, and now this Root and Malan partnership really solidifying a strong performance from the top 4 of the English batsmen. This one hit in the air through mid-wicket. Marnus is taking the catch. Australia get the first breakthrough, and it's Dawid Malan. He's out for 92. So the English lose a third wicket in the 90s. Unable to pick up 100 so far in this session, or in this innings. But they're still in quite a strong position. Just the 10 fours from his 92. A lot slower than we've seen a lot of the other English players go about their innings, but his innings has come to the close. Dawid Malan. It's now Ben Stokes who joins Joe Root. There's half of a run-out chance here. Michael Neeser throws it at the stumps, but Stokes gets in with a dive. Oh, that's pulled away. It's over the man. It's sort of square leg, and then the deeper man there, Marcus Harris, able to keep it to a single. Oh, and there's plenty of overthrows, as we've seen throughout this match. Overthrows are plenty. And Ben Stokes finds the mid-wicket boundary. Oh, that's found the gap as well. Just beating the inner fielder, and again, Stark unable to stop it on the boundary. It goes for 4. Oh, what's got on here? This is a chance. So Ben Stokes is standing about a metre outside of his crease. Marcus Harris has grabbed the ball at first slip, and he's just wandered over, and he's knocked over the stumps. This might be the most bizarre dismissal we've seen. Ben Stokes out for 19. You almost have to call it a stumping rather than a run out. Strange. Ollie Pope joins Joe Root in the middle now. Oh, geez, tried to work that, the third man. Went nowhere. Oh, and again! And again! This is bizarre, isn't it? So it's Steve Smith, who's at short leg. He's noticed Ollie Pope's just crept out of his crease for a moment here. And he's whipped off the bails once again. I'm not going to lie, everyone. I really don't know how I managed to take these 2 wickets. Strange dismissals. 5 for 395. England lose another one. And now Josh Buttler joining Joe Root there as the 400 comes up for England in the lead above 150. So Australia getting 3 wickets this morning. A couple of them from really bizarre runouts. But nevertheless, they will just keep trucking on. Oh, well bowled by Cam Green. It was a fast Yorker. Got the outside edge of Josh Buttler, but it's found the boundary rope. Oh, that's close. Big shout from Richo. Oh, did it swing away too much? Had a little bit of curve on it, but definitely hit him in front. Steve Smith goes, we're going to send this upstairs. Impact umpires call wickets narrowly missing. So Australia will lose this review. Not by very much, though. Barely missing the stumps. Oh, how was that missed? How was that missed, Mitchell Stark? Got him this time! Just a little bottom edge from Buttler again. He's had a few of these so far today. This time, John Richardson able to clean up his middle pole. And Josh Buttler's out for 28. 6 for 439 England. Chris Wokes will join Joe Root in the middle now, who's sort of running out of partners at this point. He's just trucking along. 79 from 207 at the other end. Australia 190 runs behind England at this point. And that'll take us to the end of the first session. So 4 wickets fell for the English, 2 from those weird stumpy runouts. And then Richardson picking up Butler by a little bottom edge onto the stumps, and Milan with some good field placements at short mid-wicket. He ballooned one to Marnus Labuschagne. Look at those top 3 for England. 93, 91, 92. It's England with a 149-run lead as we continue in the second session of play. It's Wokes and Root to resume. Oh. Sorry, did I say England were up by 140? They're up by 190. Nathan Lyon bowled without a lot of luck today. See those couple of deliveries just before, agonisingly close to the bails of middle stump. Well, that's a chance. Should be taken. Warner's there and he's got it. So that's the end of Chris Wokes. Had a little bit of an edge onto his helmet, and Warner was lucky enough to be in position to take the catch. So very unlucky there for Chris Wokes. Mitchell Starc picks up his first wicket of the innings. England 7 for 451 now. Starting to have a little bit of a mini collapse. Ollie Robinson joining Joe Root, who's on 94 at the other end. This will be a couple. They're thinking about the third. Oh, gonna have to go here, Joe Root. Great throw in. And that will be the end of Joe Root. Another run out. Absolutely devastating for the English skipper. Going to go for 94. Here's the throw from Mitchell Starc. And Alex Carey, so quick, whipping the bails off instantly. And it saw the end of Joe Root. Even if he put a dive in, he probably wouldn't have got home. Just the instant whippage of the bails from Alex Carey. Absolutely fantastic. Root out for 94. England 8 for 460. Edged and gone. Stuart Broad, the latest victim. Nathan Lyon finally picks up his first for the test match. Just a little edge through to the keeper's hands. And Alex Carey with a nice little take behind the stumps. England 9 now for 462. And Anderson and Robinson just causing a little bit of a pain here for the Australians. They're still 220, 230 runs ahead now, England. And these two just putting on a little bit of a partnership here. It's worth about 20 runs now. Jimmy Anderson and Ollie Robinson. Well, that's ballooned in the air, but short leg can't get to it. And now an edge. And it's going to be Michael Neser getting his first test wicket to pick up Jimmy Anderson as England all out for 491. Their lead huge. Australia with a lot of work to do on both day 3 and 4 of this match, but they're going to have to bat through a tricky period here tonight. 491 runs, England's first innings total. The top 4, 94, 93, 92, 91. Very unlucky, no one was able to pull off a ton. The Aussie bowlers, Jai Richardson, probably the pick of them. 3 wickets for 119. Neser and Starc pretty good as well. Nathan Lyon also picking up a wicket. But it's England, 242 run lead. The Australians work to do as they'll come out with Warner and Harris with about 5 overs before the final session of play. Here on day 3, Jimmy Anderson with new ball in hand. And Warner's away, pulling it to the onside, picks up a boundary. Very full there from Stuart Broad, really trying to swing it back in to the left-hander. And this time Harris, he's able to find his own boundary to get off the mark. Through mid-wicket for 4. And now the offside, a cracking shot from David Warner. Probably won't reach the boundary. It managed to pierce the cover gap for a couple of runs. And well left. So that will take us, as we said, only a few overs here before that final session. Australia, none for 18 off the 5 overs. And as we resume, Warner instantly taking that one from his pads and finding a few runs down towards mid-wicket. They should pick up 3 in the end, the Australians. Again, 2 fallen straight from Stuart Broad. Marcus Harris easily whipping that to the onside. And that's probably been the focus of England so far, or at least something that they've done maybe a little bit wrong, is they've just bowled a little bit too straight here to the Australians, especially with that angle over the wicket. It's really allowed them to work it leg side quite a lot. And they're none for 48, Australia, after 10. They're really flying with the bat. Something we saw the English openers do was just take the sting out of the bowlers early and really find the boundary again and again. Oh, top edge. Was half a chance, but it went over everyone's head. And in the end, it's going to be a boundary and a bit of luck for David Warner. Again, we just see 2 straight, allowing the Aussie batsman to keep going to the leg side where there's not a whole heap of protection. Oh, and that's just gloriously played through the offside from Warner. Just leant on it almost. Let the pace of the bat do all the work. None for 80 off 20.4. The run rate slow just a little bit. Just below that 4 runs per over now. England starting to bowl really nicely. Make it a bit more of a challenge for the Aussie batsmen, but they're still able to find runs around the ground. None for 86, I think, after this. If they pick up the 3. As they do. Oh, that's nicely driven. Warner through mid-wicket. That'll bring up his 50. Very well played so far today. 8 fours in it. Lots of singles and 2s as well. You can see there's the wagon wheel. Predominantly leg side, but a few boundaries to the offside as well. Oh, off the hip. Marcus Harris brings up the 100 for Australia. This is a really big opening partnership now. They've been together 31 overs for their 100 runs. And it's exactly the start that Australia required, as that'll be 50 for Marcus Harris as well. That lead of England's just dropped down to 135 now. And if Australia start well again, oh gee, that's close. On day 4, provided these 2 get through unscathed. That's a dot ball there from Warner. And that might have been the final delivery of the day. It was. So these 2 get through unscathed. A huge session from an Australian perspective. Warner and Harris both bringing up their half centuries. Here's the 5 quick bowlers for England. And it is England still leading by 125 runs, but Australia none down for 117. We'll see you on day 4 for all the action as this test match starts to really ramp up and build to a head.